I am curious, Spencer. You and I recently played Seven Remake,
Hmm.
which I haven't talked about yet, but spoilers. I think Seven Remake is a commentary on remakes. But with them talking about the Nine remake and stuff, what are your hopes for that? Like what do you think Nine remake needs to do to live up to or surpass the original?
I don't believe that remakes should try to surpass. Well, I guess there's two things of thought. If the original game sucked, you should try to surpass it. Like if it was just generally received poorly. But the catch 22 is nobody will remake a game that was received poorly because nobody would buy the remake of it.
Yeah, nobody's gonna make a bad game. Yeah,
So if you apply that filter, then I don't know if a remake should surpass it. I think what I respect about the 7 remake is that it gives you 7 but different. And I like that, where it's like we're not going to beat 7 because you're beating like the nostalgia inside of a human being's brain that you can't you can't beat that. So let's just give them that, but something completely different, so we can make something else great that maybe they'll like. And to that effect, if they were trying to reinvent the wheel here, I mean, I'm down with something in the vein of like an action RPG, maybe like this what they're doing with the secret of, or not the secret, the Mana series. I think it would fit that, where it's more of like a more kiddie angle that they could take it. What I've heard about it is that it's not like an overhaul like 7. It's more of just a remaster in graphics, which I'm perfectly okay with. Bringing it into a new generation as is perfectly fine with me. Don't ruin the look of it, but just make it prettier, like upscale, but do it more natively. But yeah. If they're going to do a remaster, I'd say clean up the story. Terry mentioned a spoiler. I know we do this talking about what they're talking about later, but he did mention that the ending is a little crazy. It is. It's very stupid, which is not unlike a lot of Final Fantasies in this era, which to me, I would guess is every Final Fantasy in this era. It's like you start out fighting, rats and stuff, and you're like, who's my enemy? It turns out at the end, it's sorrow. Your enemy is hate. The concept of hate is your enemy. They all get that way, and it's so stupid. But yes, I think they could retouch the ending, try to make it a little bit better. And it's kind of a spoiler for theoretically my channel of when we talk about Final Fantasy VII. But I think go into it with the concept of explore. I think this is a world that you should want to and be able to explore to its depths.
yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, like I said, I have a lot to say on how they handled the Seven remake. I mean, again, I'll get into it more when we actually talk about it, but like they almost made the players nostalgia and need to keep, like, it's almost like a remake that doesn't want to be a remake, and then they made the players nostalgia a force in the game that to keep the story on track. Like it feels like a commentary of Square being like, you fuckers want a remake. It's very strange how they handled it. And I think that works for 7 because 7 is such a well-known game. I don't think they need to do that again. I think with 9 remake, they should just make it the best version of 9 they can, to deliver a faithful experience that doesn't go too far off the rails. You could add stuff, sure, in a remake. It's fine. Plenty of games do that. Even Resident Evil did that like 5 years after the first one. But like, keep it feeling fresh and like faithful to the original. That way, you can attract new players and old players and not have whatever the hell Seven Remake did because it's weird. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
How likely do you think a 9 remake is?
It is. It's
Well,
happening.
no, it hasn't been officially announced, but it's part of it's part of an.
No, I heard from a leak. I heard from Leaky Joe.
I heard from Leaky Gut that it's going to.
Get Joe on the TV.
So Teddy, there is an NVIDIA leak a long time ago. There was I don't know why it was specifically NVIDIA, but they had like a list of games that I think they were either supporting or something, and they had, I don't remember the exact details. I'm sure somebody could fill you in on it. But there was a list of games that were on it that had not come out yet, but that were theoretically in development, that were being that it leaked out and supposedly on accident. And a lot of those games ended up coming true. And one of those games that was on the list was Final Fantasy IX, as was Final Fantasy Tactics. So that's what everyone is assuming means it's a remake. And I've heard more rumors lately that it is true, that like more insiders are talking about it. So I think it is probably possible, but I'm hesitate to still say it's guaranteed. But I'm 95% confident it'll come out.
It's pretty strong. Is it the Final Fantasy game you most want, or like a remake for? Like the next Final Fantasy game that you want to be remade?
No. I would want I would want a very high-end remake for 6. I think that game deserves it. But obviously they just released a Pixel remaster. So I'm sure they're like...
It already exists.
All done. And then I also, a weird one is I want them to remake Tactics. But I know they've remade it once with War of the Lions. But I want like more of a high-end remake for that. I wish there was an avenue where I could play. I've tried to play that game a couple times, and it's so stiff and slow that I lose interest very quickly. But I do like tactics games. I think they could make it a little quicker and better. So I'd probably pick Tactics as a realistic pick, which they did say they were remaking. I don't know what that entails. If that was just like a bringing it to PC or as is, or I don't know.
And we're handing it to Forever Entertainment.
Oh, I'm not in the know. What does Forever Entertainment do?
They did the House of the Dead one, and then recently in Panzer Dragoon, and then recently they did the Front Mission remakes.
Oh, I never played those. But
I haven't played those either, but yeah. I'm scared to because I know it's Forever Entertainment, and I'm like,
you look fine.
Yeah, part of me is like, I want to try them because I've always been interested, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't trust them, so I haven't. But that's a Square property, right? Is it?
Yeah.
Front Mission.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah. So.
Alex, is 9 the Final Fantasy game you want most remade? Next?
No, it's 12. Come on, you know me. Going.
You already got the Zodiac Age, buddy.
Well, you know what? To be fair, yeah, that is it's not a full remake, but it is a major improvement over the original release. So I am lucky I have that. But I would like to see the world and stuff expanded to it is still a PlayStation 2 game. So I would like to see it brought into a modern age, and because that's such a beautiful world anyway, and the cast of characters are mostly great. So it'd be a great game to have, and they can even change it to work with the modern style, I'm sure, and it would be fine, because I really think the setting and stuff is the greatest part of that game. So I just my brain just wants to see that. I'm scared to pick anything that's just a traditional turn-based one because they won't do it. They'll be like, yeah, no, we're totally gonna remake Final Fantasy 1. Didn't you play Strangers of Paradise? It's a prequel to Final Fantasy 1. It's basically they'll do stuff shit like that, and they'll have action dudes and stuff in it. I'm like, yeah, that's not
action dude.
Action dudes.
Teddy played that.
Yeah, I know, but you know what I mean though. That's not the same game though. So I'm afraid that they'll do some shit like that, or they'll be like, well, it's a different timeline or something. I don't know. It's so stupid. I don't know. Just
Stranger of Paradise is Final Fantasy 0.9.
There you go. I like that.
Just before 1. Yes.
Yeah.
Teddy, which one do you want to see?
I mean, it's hard for me to say as kind of the Final Fantasy novice of the group.
Well, I think you could look at it. I've
always been.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Interested in 8, but I know it's not good. So make Final Fantasy 8 good. and I'll play it.
Teach his own. 'Cause I hate it.
Squall's cool.
I hate 8. It's almost like maybe the worst. Maybe not the worst, but in the bottom list for me.
I don't know.
But
I just say I don't know if that's the worst, man. The other day for this game talk, I actively tried booting up 13 and starting that, and I felt my soul leave my body.
Yeah,
I turned it off.
8's not the worst, but there are people that really, really like it. So maybe it isn't bad. You might like it. I don't know. I hate it. I'll tell you that much.
He was a hater, boy. He said, "See you later, boy."
Yeah, it was all those things. Yeah.
What were you going to say about how I should approach the question?
Maybe you could approach it as to like, what game have you not been interested to play that in the series that could maybe 8 was that, but that you would want remade that would make it more accessible to you.
Yeah, I think the thing that like puts 8 and even that generation in like that sweet spot is like, if you remake any of the first 6 games, you're going to do a drastic overhaul. Mm-hmm. If you remake, like visually anyway, if you remake 10 onwards, you're really not changing much. 7, 8, and 9 are in that like nice area of like 3D gaming kind of was like just becoming mainstream. So there's a lot of room to polish and make these games shine. And I think 8 is the biggest turd of them all. Of those 3 anyway. So it has the most opportunity for being made something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Maybe 10. 10 might actually be okay. 10's not very good, but I see good in 10. You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't like the game, but like I see potential in the game at points.
Yeah.
Potential. What's the 10 in potential?
Should we talk to
Terry?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Talk to our new segment. Talk to Terry.
Hey, Terry.
What do you want?
Terry says.
Yeah. So what do you want?
Terry disagrees with me about 9 basically entirely. The worst protagonist ever. Okay. Slow, unbalanced combat. I guess, but if you play the remake, you can speed it up, which is nice. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
he doesn't like
port?
it. He clearly doesn't like 9. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. The best remake was Odin Sphere Leaf Razor. There wasn't enough wrong with the original Final Fantasy VII to justify a remake, if you ask me. I think you're misinterpreting why they make remakes. Yeah, that's a remake. It's
Shadow of the Colossus got remade like what, 3-4 times?
Well, that's still Shadow of the Colossus. Final Fantasy VII Remake is almost an entirely different game.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
It's just, it's like it's called. Okay, again, I don't want to get into it too much, but what other remake of a like really think about this? What other remake of a game is labeled itself remake? It really doesn't happen. They just call it. Yeah, but they didn't call it remake. They just call it Resident Evil 4. It's not like remake isn't in the official title. 7 Remake has remake in the official title, and yet it follows absolutely nothing to be a remake. It's, again, almost like they're making a commentary on being a remake. It's very weird. So it's almost just a completely different game.
We need a 2 Human remake.
No, we don't. We need a 2 Human burial.
You think Final Fantasy 16 should be the Final Fantasy? Yeah, that's about it. Look, Terry,
I'm waiting. You know what? After we complained about, well, not we, but Spencer and Justin complained about 16. They announced 16's coming to PC, so I can actually play it now. I'm going to reserve all judgment until I actually get to play it. You know?
I mean, you might like it. Yeah, it's
He might
more
be the target audience. Yeah.
Devil May Cry style,
I
right?
might.
You like Devil May Cry?
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it, and I'm gonna see how it goes. And I could hate it. Who knows?
There you go. What
You
about
guys playing
Rebirth?
Black Myth Wukong?
I haven't touched
What?
it yet. I'm waiting for it to go on sale.
What?
Okay.
Black Myth Wukong.
Are you playing Black Myth Wukong?
Earth Defense Force 6? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Black Myth Wukong was recently compared to Devil May Cry for me. I kept hearing Souls-like, but I guess it was DMC style. So that's why I was curious.
Every action game's a damn DMC game, and every hard game's a Dark Souls game. I'm sick of comparisons, man. Everybody shut up. Just play games.
Can we quote you on that, Alex? Everybody shut up.
Yeah, go ahead. Clip that. Everyone shut up. Just play games.
That sounds like
That'd be our
an
new
old
outro.
Sega or PS1 thing. Shut up and play. Like that kind of
Shut up and play.
EA Sports. Shut up and play.
It's... I'm gonna start calling every FPS game a Doom clone
There you
again.
go. Yeah.
Okay.
A Doomer
How
clone.
doomy is it? Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Boomer,
Yeah. How doomy is it?
Scale of 1 to Doom. How Doom is it? It's Wolfenstein.
Is it Doom or is it Doomed? There you go.
There you go. Is it Doomed? It's a great
Yeah.
like
Doom?
video game series.
Is it doomed?
They should, because it's so like video game journalism now is so negative that they should just like forego the idea that something could be good and just be like, how bad is it? Like that should just be the mantra of every reviewer at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, it's bad.
How shitty is this game? Just how shitty.
I love when I go on like Xbox or Steam or something and I look at a review of a perfectly fine game, but it's like, yeah, but you can't change your name on the online. 1 star.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shut up, man. Just play the fucking game. I hate gaming. Yeah, but I can only buy it on the Epic Store. Fuck you, dude. Just fucking buy it on the Epic Store. Shut up.
Yeah.
Who cares? Who cares?